Where is he? Oh, hello. There you are. There you are, Lo.
Yeah, I'm here.
I was wondering. It's been a little bit. How you been?
Doing okay.
Okay,
Also
good.
is stressful, but getting through it.
I imagine so. And so I heard you were here studying with another simulation here.
Yeah. It's called The Great Ace Attorney.
Ooh.
It's about an up and coming lawyer
Uh.
solving cases and stuff.
Oh, that sounds like a great inspiration.
Hmm.
Oh, that's good. All right. For once, I was actually I think this is the first thing that we've done here that I'm actually familiar with. I've seen this one uh, before. Has pretty good. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. I've seen the ending of this, but it's pretty interesting.
Don't
So
spoil anything.
yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, I hate to. I think it's funny when you're telling how like a test goes, like it's like, academic dishonesty, and then like if it's with the story, it's a spoiler. It's like no one wants to know things when they're not supposed to, it seems.
Yeah. Funny.
All right. Ooh, we got people here in chat. We got
Yep.
Gorilla Gabe Gaming, Daylund. Hello, people. Linda. Or sorry, not Linda. Lydia. You were
Welcome,
first.
everyone.
Yes. All right. Alrighty then. Yeah. I feel like, you know what? Knowing how I think that the character of this game will be a great inspiration for you.
Okay, yeah. Last week we started playing this game, and I was voicing through him. It was last week I was voicing him, and he very much seems like I would vibe with him. So, yeah,
Yeah, cool.
should be nice.
Alrighty then. Look, Lydia. I'm doing my best. All right. Oh, Mohammed's back. Hello. Welcome. Alrighty then. You might be a little quiet, it seems.
Yeah, I'm working on that. There's
All right.
not much room that I have volume-wise before my text starts to crackle and stuff.
Oh, that's not good. All right, so this is going good. I was about to say, things are going pretty good for me. I know I haven't caught up with you since our previous interaction with Azula.
Yeah. Fun times. How you feeling?
Oh yeah, that's right. So hi people, I did not die. That's right. I think this is the first time I've been back. I found out that there was something in that drink that I'm very much allergic to, and I'm pretty sure that the whole experience has put off any sort of alcohol for me forever. Oh boy, that was awful.
We're getting a comment in chat. Lucia Lobos Villa says, "Boring. Where's Azula?"
That's what I was wondering too.
Yeah. She is being held up by. I don't know. She didn't elaborate.
Yeah.
But she will be here.
Oh
shortly.
wait. No wait. Yeah, I think I actually know what it's about. Never mind. It was I think Zuko needed her for something. It sounded pretty important. We'll see what that's all about later. Yeah. When will Toph get her life-changing field trip with Zuko? That's a good question. Oh wait.
We do have one coming up.
Okay.
In book 4, Lydia also asked, I did not expect an answer. Yeah, we read chat in this house.
Yes, we do. Well, maybe they weren't expecting us to tell them. Maybe it's they were thinking it was on a need-to-know basis. All right. I bet they couldn't get the voice session. Yes, everyone knows. Oh yeah, wasn't there that? I remember there's that. There was quite a few productions that I've seen where they've tried to work around like not being able to get like actors back, because like there was this one play, I forget what it was, where they couldn't get the original actor to do a character, so they recast them. And apparently the reception to the play wasn't very well, and they took it as, oh, they didn't like it because we recast this one character, and not everything else that was wrong with it.
That sounds silly.
It's the wrong answer to learn.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a pretty into storytelling stuff. What about yourself?
Not so much. I'm more into these interactive simulations, and the occasional book. Not really big on shows.
Okay. I was at like a colony outpost for many years, and I got pretty bored with a lot of stuff, so I needed to have ways to pass the time.
Okay.
That's how it usually goes. They really this very insistent person wanting Azula back.
Huh. Her name is Lucia Lobos Villa. That name kind of sounds familiar.
I think yeah. She reminds me of my boss.
I'd remind you of who?
Oh, hey.
You were talking about me, weren't you?
Yes, I said
No,
you were.
We were talking about this one person in chat, Lucia Lobos Villa, who's been asking for you.
Well, of course she has. Everyone's here to see me. Who do you think they're here to see? Prime Minister Lee? I'm just making fun of him because he's not here.
Oh.
What do you mean, oh? Who are you? Why won't you answer me? I said, who are you? Answer me.
Okay. Hi, Prime Minister Lee here.
Oh. Well, sorry. I can't tell you apart. You all wear the same armor. What do you want from me? Shall we?
Okay.
Continue. I already couldn't tell the other Lo and Lee apart.
That's fine. No, I was just saying the person reminded me of my first boss. Not my last boss. Oh, sorry. Before I was hired by the Fire Lord, someone else hired me. I didn't like that guy. The person before them, I did like. That's what I was reminded of.
You can tell I like you because you're still here and you still have a job, so.
Good. Speaking of job, I need to get back to that. I just wanted to check in on Lo because I haven't seen him since our last misadventure. So you seems to be all be doing good. You seem to be doing good.
Doing well. I don't do good. I do well.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
The Avatar does good. They're not the same thing. To do good is to do good deeds. To do well is to do a good job. I know, it doesn't make sense, but I didn't invent the language.
But aren't you a good person now?
Of course, I'm a good person now.
So you do good.
No, I am good. They're not the same thing.
Okay. That seems good. Ooh, hey, Knight is back and gave us a super chat.
Knight always comes back.
What?
Knight always comes back eventually. That's how it works. What, are you a baby?
Cool. Would you... Wait, huh?
So
Knight always comes back. The day comes and then night comes.
No, yeah. No, I'm talking about this message here.
Yeah,
would you rather have unlimited bacon and no games, or games unlimited game but no games?
That's the real head scratcher. Bacon and no games, or games and no games?
This sounds like a lose-lose either way, because I'm not a fan of bacon, and the second one is just nothing.
It sounds like a win-win either way. If you tell me I can't have pork bacon anymore, I'll just have beef bacon. And if you tell me I can't have games, I'll make my own games. Whatever, you can't defeat me. Let's see. Who was doing Ryunosuke again? I think it was Yulo, right?
I was, yeah.
Go ahead,
Oh
read
yeah,
his line.
you have your thing. All right, you
Zuko!
guys enjoy.
Yes.
I'm going.
Oh. Go give your Prime Minister something to do so we can leave.
Prime Minister?
Hi. Yes.
Go minister the primes or something.
You heard him. Go do that.
I'm on my way. We'll be done. Have fun, guys.
Thank you. All right.
Go ahead.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Were you saying that to me or reading the line? Either way, I accept.
Both?
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
My competence? What does that mean?
He's questioning your ability to do the job.
Ah, Kazuma, my heart. I want you. Look at him. He's an airbender. He even has the gray eyes. He has to be, right? He's bending all that air for his little tails.
Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am.
Hurr! So let's start this with a very simple list of questions. Hurr!
Oh, yes.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Haru!
Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his names more times than I'd care to remember. But wait. Oh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again?
Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank.
He's so cool.
You know me so well.
I'm gonna marry Kazuma. That's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna make him my prince consort.
All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that.
Ugh. This is my life all the time. Worthless. You tell someone what to do and they still don't know how to do it.
It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
Why would E be court record? That's what I want to know.
I just have to press the E key for court record. All right, there's no time to lose.
This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back.
I bet his instructor is the murderer because he tried to get us to defend ourselves so badly because he doesn't want to get caught, and he's just disguising it as if he's worried about Kazuma. I'm calling it right now.
Oh, that would be interesting.
I'm calling it right now. I bet that's what happened. What?
Dalen, reading in chat, Dalen has a 102.6 degree fever. Sorry to hear. I hope you feel better soon.
Oh, I was feeling sick yesterday too. You know what? I hope you feel much better. In fact, there's an old Sun warrior saying, "Sana sana colita de rana. Si no sana soy, sanarás mañana."
I don't speak Sun Warrior, so I have no idea what that means.
Of course you
but,
don't. Why would you?
that.
No one expects you to. You don't speak Sun warrior. We sent you to law school, not archaeology school.
Right, of course.
I mean, we didn't want you to go get a liberal arts degree. What were you even gonna do with it? Like...
Yeah, to be fair, only like 50 people still speak Sun Warrior today.
And I'm one of them. You know why? Because I'm a perfect student. Press Z to go back. Alright, let's see what we can find out about these people. Kazuma, a second year at the Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. Yes, I like him. Someone who knows how to do forensics. And the fact that he immediately tried to get me to defend myself because he didn't want his student to risk losing the case. I think the truth is he doesn't want himself getting exposed. Alright, let's see.
That's intriguing.
Takatsuchi Aoichi, the lead prosecutor of this case, who would... Oh, I get it. Ouchie. It's like
Oh,
ouchie.
ouchie.
Instead of
pain.
Takatsuchi Ouchie. Instead of... I get it. The lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. John H. Wilson, the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor at Medicine of Yume... Wait a minute. Isn't he that guy from House? Wilson! Wilson. He's the doctor from House. That's
oh,
him.
maybe this is one of his ancestors.
Yeah.
I don't know.
House did it. Okay. All right.
House's
everybody.
No,
ancestor.
House is dead. House is the victim. Oh,
No,
sorry.
no.
House is in-
Wilson is
yeah.
dead. That's what I'm saying. All right.
Wilson is
Here are my current theories. Either he's the killer, this Eugen Mikotoba, or House is going to make an appearance. Hugh Laurie killed this man. It was a lover's tiff. We'll figure it out from there. All right.
We got an interesting question in chat from Lydia Norris. What video did you
So
have the
remember,
most fun
everything to do-
producing?
What I had the most fun producing? Probably Flight of the Tigerdillo. That one was a lot of fun. Sokka's
Yeah, I
singing,
think
Sam's
about that
animation, and James's music. Yeah, that one's my favorite. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. That music guy, he's got a lot of talent and is probably incredibly handsome. Not that I would know, of course. Never met the guy.
My current favorite funny video from you guys is the first Valentine one. Oh, Prime Minister Lee will be happy to hear that. He worked very hard on that one.
Yeah.
Did you know I improvised all of my Valentines for that? I didn't write them down. I just went into the booth and went. I answered them straight from the chest. All right, let's do this. Go ahead, Zuko. Read your line.
So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record.
Zuko, you're missing your line.
Now you would better not keep us excellently waiting any longer. Go on.
Kazuma, don't keep me waiting any longer. Go on. He's gonna blow me away.
Find
Oh,
the,
see, there's Curtis saying he appreciates it. All right.
find the victim in the People section of the court record, then press R to present. Try it.
Why
now.
is R present and not P? This is all so weird. Like, how did they pick these controls?
I think it might have to do with how close the keys are to each other on the keyboard,
They
as
just,
opposed to
but they
what
just
the
seem like
letters stand for,
random chosen ones. Why E and R?
because they're right next to each other on
Why
the
not
keyboard.
O and P? Like O for object and P for present.
I think it's because most people use their right hand for the mouse, so they keep with the left hand.
Well, then why not
keys.
just use WASD, which are the ones most gamers are accustomed to using?
I don't know. I don't
Stop
think
making
there's a-
excuses for them, Lo.
Well, again, we
anyways,
sent him to law school, not game design.
That's true. Read the line.
Not, the victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
See, we got him actually flustered, so he's in character.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
I saw you, Sokka. I see you back there. Is Sokka here?
I think so?
I saw him walk by.
I mean, these are his wolves.
I mean, yeah, but continue. Sorry. Sokka just walked by. I just saw it.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications.
This voice is just getting worse the more I do it.
The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. As most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
I'm glad they threw friendship in there. It's not even alliance.
Yeah, I was like, what?
It's friendship.
Not even
I'm
cooperation.
gonna start telling people I have the power of friendship and navigation on my side. That's what I'm gonna start telling people.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. Gasp.
One second, the audio stopped because Zuko touched something he wasn't supposed to
I'm
touch.
sorry,
Give me just a second to try to fix it.
In the meantime, the super chat, I am currently digging up and translating an old scroll Perhaps I will be done by next. I hope it goes well. Well, Lady Anar's just here to chat with you guys, not for the gameplay. I feel like most people are here for hanging out with their favorite figures in the world, as opposed to. Anyway, you two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University. Are
So
you
my
not?
audio has completely died. I can't hear anything. I don't know why. Can you hear the game audio at all?
There's no music. I hear the text. The
No,
music
I don't
just
hear the
cuts out
text
here.
either.
Oh yeah, I hear the text on my side.
Like, I didn't hear any of that. It's completely silent right now.
Interesting.
Suka, why'd you have to touch things?
I'm sorry. I'm
Can you
sorry.
hear
I saw a fire gnat. I
It
was
doesn't
trying to-
matter. Be quiet.
I hear all the clicks. Yeah.
I don't hear any of it. It's
That's
silent for
interesting.
me. No, wait. Don't quit the game. Why isn't there a don't quit the game option?
It just brings you back to the title screen, and it brings you right back.
That is
into...
annoying. There isn't a don't. Hold on. Is there a way for me to quit the game without leaving the stream? If I quit, will it break the stream?
No.
Okay, I might
The
try
screen will
quitting
just
and
go
starting
black.
it because for some reason, Zuko touched things and now the audio just stopped working. Hold on, I'm gonna try to bring it back. Give me a second here. Okay. Let's try it again. All right, sounds back. Don't touch anything, Zuko.
I won't try to kill any more fire gnats.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is why Dad doesn't love you, you know.
Yeah. No, you're just right.
Wow, you didn't even say that he doesn't love you either.
I don't deserve to have that comeback right now. I tried to kill a fire gnat and all I killed was sound.
The sound. Okay. All right, so we already saw this part, right? My duty to assess your competence. Yes. I swear we've been through this part so many times. Can I like fast forward through this? It won't let me.
Go to options. There should be an option to allow you to skip through the text.
Let's see. On. Okay. Cool. Oh, he's a cutie too. But he's a nerd. I like Kazuma. Alright.
Aang is saying load the old save.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Tell him he's late and we don't need his help. He's old.
Azula says that you're late and they don't need your help and you're old.
He's like 112. He's old. Tutorial levels. Okay. I keep thinking it should be P to present, but it's R for some reason. I am currently digging up and translating an old scroll. Perhaps I will be done by next week. Ooh, that's interesting. Wonder what that's about. Alright. Go ahead, say the victim's name and we'll continue.
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. You forgot to pull it back up for me to see.
Oh, it's not still streaming? It should have been. I told it to.
No, our call.
No, I know. I told it to. I don't know why it didn't or it stopped. Discord. Oh, it's really messed up. Hold on. Everything's failing to load. Give me a second. Why is everything breaking? It's like they don't want us to play this game. All right, there we go.
It's a conspiracy.
All right, continue.
Everything looks fine on my end.
Well, yeah, you don't see all the craziness I'm seeing on my end.
Yeah.
Kazuma, read your lines, Zuko.
While I was waiting to not talk over someone, Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. Horror. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we are just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
I have the power of friendship and navigation on my side.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University. Are you not? Murdering a professor for the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
He has a point. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, Ryunosuke?
But I didn't do it.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. Haru. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter.
That's it, huh?
In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers.
I mean, I would. Did you see how they started a whole opium war just because they didn't like the trade imbalance with China over tea?
Yes, I did. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible.
All because the victim was an Englishman.
Every time you miss a line, I'm just gonna do it for you, but better.
Well, I did Blue Spirit my way back into that one. Now, Sun, if you can...
The whole
Please be
The
quiet.
whole premise of this case is sort of reminding me of things going on today, like the Harmony Restoration movement and the aftermath of it. So
It's true.
this is kind of relevant to my
People
my
think
studies.
that peace is the opposite of war, but in reality, creation is the opposite of war. Peace, that's just a neutral time in between wars.
Night and Starlight says Moon and Sun are barking innocent.
But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Rookie mistake.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
Don't forget, this is like 3 days ago,
That's
so you're
why
like
I'm no
17
longer
years
giving
younger,
him a
right?
high. I'm no longer doing that. That
The
was a
baby
mistake.
voice for him from last time. What a flashback 3 days ago. Before my testosterone
Look, for us,
kicked
3
in.
days ago was a week ago.
Just read the line readers.
All right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
No, you have to say
No.
partner with a southern accent, like he thinks he's a cowboy.
See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
Restaurant?
He disappeared! Did you see that? He disappeared!
Or was he ever there to begin
Was
with?
he a ghost?
The British Empire. Wow. It's incredible to think.
Does the British Empire abduct people? What? He just disappeared! Why is
I
no
think
one
he
else
just-
freaking out?
I think they just didn't want to draw him leaving.
Well, it looks like he disapparated. The British army just disintegrated
No,
him.
this is a flashback from Ryunosuke's perspective. The moment Kazuma stopped talking to him, he forgot anything else that he did after that.
I've seen that man at university.
Oh, hi,
Sure,
Suki.
he's a visiting professor from Great Britain.
Is that your bodyguard?
Yeah,
Bye,
she is.
fangirl.
She's really good because I didn't even notice she was behind me, even though I heard something.
She's all right. I've beat her up before. She's not that great. Whatever.
It's not a
I
competition.
don't know his name, but still. Well, so I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Did you know that Dr. Scholes isn't even really a doctor? He's just a guy who likes feet. Weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't know
Now
where
then,
that came from.
if you find a friend of mine whose name is Gregory, yet talks with a distinctly American accent instead of Russian, don't talk to him. He's an asshole.
Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo.
This voice is gonna deteriorate until it just sounds like.
Yes, Your Excellency.
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death.
The cause of death. Well, obviously, that was,
Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
by evidence? But how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now.
I'm switching to autoplay on, so you guys are gonna have to read faster. It's just really annoying to have to click for every line. All right, let's see.
Fair.
I have to find the cause of death. Yeah, my collar pin. Let's see. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. All right, well, did they find the gun? Because if they didn't, it seems pretty... Wait, P isn't present. What? How do you present again? R.
R.
Oh,
Yes!
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Wrong to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. Right, Azula?
You're gonna be
This
tested.
is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
The photographic print of the victim has been added to the court record.
So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible.
Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then?
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Mikatoba?
Yes. Clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you could give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma.
Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy headpan and control the cold stares first.
No! Do not control the headband! I love it! It makes me feel tingly inside.
Who is this?
I don't know, but let's give him a very British accent.
Alright, I
Witness,
can do
state
it.
your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hasonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival.
I have a touch of the consumption.
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some...
He has tuberculosis! He's not fine! He's dying!
I have caught the White Death, as they call it. It's a regular occurrence. It really
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
bother
he
me.
does! He has the consumption! He really
Well.
does!
Really, really should.
Oh my gosh! He's just dying on the stairs! I love this game!
It's become a very fashionable district now.
I thought
With
I wouldn't
hotels
like it.
to
I'd
accommodate
like-
overseas guests.
He needs to...
This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Understood. Also, Nagestein, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied.
That fits in with my memory of it too. There's hardly anyone else in the place.
It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. When did I pick up a gun? That was lying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur! But...
The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you'll be penalized, defendant.
Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back.
Oh, Kazuma.
For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
He even wants everyone to be quiet, my favorite.
I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student.
Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table.
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table.
Really?
And that's not something the waiter could have missed.
No. See, the
Even
waiter
without
meant...
interjecting,
The waiter...
still
the-
rejected.
The waiter meant there were no real people. It was just a woman. In this time period, it wasn't a landowning male. Well, I don't see anything.
I was
there.
gonna say that's Cuddy's ancestor speaking to Wilson, while they're both trying
Well,
to hide
whichever
from
it is,
Gregory.
I can understand. He's British. Only landowning males are people for him.
Before
so
you
it
hit
was-
play, I need some water of my own. I'm gonna get a drink.
I'll go get it. What kind of Fire Lord needs water?
One who wants to live?
What do you think, Ryunosuke? Do you think I'm right? Do you think he was just like... I didn't see any real people there.
Also, someone in chat asked about production on the new Search episode.
Oh. What about the new Search episode's production?
They were just asking how it was coming along.
It's definitely coming along as far as I know.
Like, I know there's clips of it, or at least one clip of it for preview.
Coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe over the weekend.
All right, are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Should we interject or wait and see? I suppose we should wait and see,
We
right?
were warned about
All right,
interjecting.
let's wait and see.
I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject.
Back to autoplay.
Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you?
I suppose I am. I'd never have gotten to UMA University otherwise.
But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty.
All right, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But sure of what I saw.
Hasanaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
I don't believe it.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to.
Let's see, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
He's literally spreading tuberculosis all over this courtroom.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know how conscientious he is.
I don't know if we have soap
The
yet.
court will take this plan.
Wow, wait, did you just say I don't know if we have soap yet?
Oh, well...
Isn't this like the 1800s? They have soap, you weirdo. What? Why wouldn't they have soap?
It was a joke.
They have lanterns, don't they?
They don't do autopsies on their bodies, though, so...
That's not... Okay, alright. Just everyone laugh at how uneducated Zuko is, but it's not his fault. He was banished when he was 13. He only has a middle school
Look, obviously
education.
they have soap. I just wanted to say something ridiculous.
Alright, let's continue. Read your line.
Oh, well...
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
It certainly seems to have shaken him.
I mean, maybe it's the tuberculosis.
Maybe they could have had one extra coughing sound.
Just he sounds unwell.
So, the court has now heard a process of the case.
Yes, at the moment the ghost was heard the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. I would say we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant not held over.
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. Blah, blah, blah.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court, but I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or the other, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikitova said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it?
Wow, he really just said smells like a bitch in
If the
here.
accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke.
How is this man not our protagonist?
The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses.
Cosmo, my heart.
Then we'll just see how decisive this evidence really is. See just how. That line was not read properly.
Indeed, Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue proceedings.
Well, you were warned. the young can be so reckless. You know, when you call me a saint, but I could be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness. That laugh was weird, I'm sorry.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses I want.
The laugh is supposed to be weird. You did fine, though.
Prime Minister asked if this
What?
is
What?
What?
Who are these men?
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the
Well, at
court.
least he asked the question I instantly needed to know.
Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant. Yes and no, sir. Reporting for duty, sir.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, humble premises in the 2nd District. Koryo Korikota at your service.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question.
Ugh, it's
Always
Uncle.
Post-noon.
It's just a skinny version of
And not
Uncle.
infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios in which I make my business.
I hate him.
He never shuts up.
I hope he dies.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
Same as Uncle.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at the carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of the most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking a foreigner, what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniform rogue infantryman over there who unloaded it first. The firearm, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said.
So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yes.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Can't relate.
In case that wasn't obvious.
Now the court will hear from my testimony, please. You will state everything you saw the precise moment the incident occurred. Yes, sir. Sending to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
Acerbic.
Acerbic.
Thank you.
They just let them testify together.
I was ingesting a regular beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniform prostitute that fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating its whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
I know what that sash is on the
I
soldier.
also don't know what the baby sound is, chat.
Oh,
Sergeant was actually witnessed on my own. You saw that split second when the defender fired the weapon at them.
I know what it is.
Yes, affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
Does he have a knife in the courtroom? But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone.
To be fair, the guy next to you has a sword, so.
I have my own prediction, if I'm allowed to say it, Azula.
What's your prediction?
That soldier's sash is carrying a baby on his back and he's hiding it.
Oh. I could.
Is that really true, Ryanosuke?
Yes. All I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang!
Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere.
They're trying to finger you for banging that guy.
What?
And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
There is?
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examine?
Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency. There is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty.
He's right. You did it.
It's time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony of the court has just eliminated the stage of the...
That's really good, Azula.
Therefore, it is my grave duty to decline the verdict.
Wow, rude.
Ryunosuke, you need a better call-out.
Just interrupted me. Just so rude.
What is the name of the emperor?
The angrier he gets, the harder it is to understand him. By the end of this game, it's just gonna be
You're gonna sound like that green guy in the Phantom Menace.
The defense demands the right to a cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Did he just call them gay? He was like, yeah.
I think he did.
He's like your boy next door, huh? I bet that's your boo. Wow, homophobic of you, ouchie. How dare an elderly Japanese man from the 1800s be homophobic? This is unheard of. I am aghast.
Huh? How did he know?
How do you know I'm gay?
Okay, but to be fair, who would it be for Kazuya?
I mean, if this is
Like,
Phoenix's,
look at him.
if this is Phoenix's ancestor, I suppose the
and
gayness
if that
runs
is
in the blood.
and if that is Edward's ancestor, like it, oh god, it was destiny. All right, go ahead, ouchie.
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination.
Gay people have a right to a cross-examination too, you fucking jerk.
Otherwise, we spread HIV.
No, that is not okay. Bad joke.
Oh, sorry.
Bad joke,
sorry.
Zuko.
Okay, that's
Bad
okay.
joke.
I'm sorry.
Bad.
Ow, ow,
Everyone
ow,
tells Zuko he gets
ow,
a boo.
ow, ow,
That is
okay,
not an appropriate
all
joke.
right. I'm sorry. I'll stop trying to make Azula jokes. I'm
Everyone
sorry.
knows that the only STD the gay community always spreads is glitter because it is the herpes of crafts. All right, let's continue.
What's glitter?
Shut up, Zuko.
Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Go. Kazuma is so commanding.
You're really not beating the allegations, Ryunosuke.
Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness and blah, 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 blah.
All right. This is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke.
But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements.
Ryunosuke
How?
really said how. Like, how do I prove someone's lying? Buddy.
You didn't fire the gun, which means that what that soldier said has to be a lie.
Well, yes, but
It's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence.
right, evidence.
All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke! Don't let them beat you!
All right then, it's all or nothing. here we go.
I was ingesting a regular beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At the precise moment the firearm was discharged, I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. I am the most Russian-Japanese man you've ever met. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here.
Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them.
I understand that. The question is, how?
Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing E. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency.
An inconsistency.
Also known as a frickin' lie! I know lies when I see them.
When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seems to contradict each other,
What do we do, Kazuma? Tell me.
present your evidence with R, not P, R, and rip the witness apart.
I'm really good at lying. Do you want to find contradictions and rip me apart, Mr. Kazuma? We could arrange a date.
Are you going to present it with R and not P?
I don't care. We can RP whatever you want.
I walked into that one.
Yeah, you sure did, baby.
Gasp.
Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart, and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with the witness's statement.
Zuko, did you even get a GED? Like,
Do we... What? A what?
doesn't matter. You didn't.
Do we
get
even have those?
Middle school education strikes again.
Alright, I'll give it a try.
You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner.
No, he says partner like a cowboy. That's the point.
Good luck, partner.
Yeah, there you go. It's cute, alright? I like him. I have a very specific fantasy in my head. Don't ruin this for me.
Oh, we finally begin the actual gameplay.
Okay, so let's look at the court record. What have we got? We got a pin. It says that I am a student at the Imperial Yume University. Cool. He wears that on the collar of his uniform. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Photographic print shows the victim. I can't look at it apparently.
You should be able to.
Yeah, but I can't. Oh, okay. It suddenly let me. Male, British. That's all it says. That's all the things that are remarkable and defining. Male, British. That's it. I like how it doesn't even say like age, weight, height, or even like ethnicity. Like he could be British and black, but no, male, British. That's all you need to know. Shut up.
I mean, I guess the name John Wilson.
Single bullet fired at close range, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. That means it was in his boobie. No exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body. Okay. I'm actually really good at forensics. The head waiter's business card, a sketch of the restaurant layout, is on the back. Let's take a look at it.
It looks like you can press the space bar to...
I wish I could read like what these say. But they're not quite the characters we use. All right.
And then take a look at the photo again. Shot from the front of the chest.
Right there, the pictorial.
Alright, okay.
Clearly that steak is not regulation. That is the lie in the witness's testimony.
I wish I would eat the crap out of that. Okay, what is the wine? I need to know the year. Was it a good year? Was it a wine to die for? That's what I want to know. It would really be awful if he died for a bad wine. Alright, so that's all the evidence we have. So let's see what they have to say. Regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion.
What's that press button at the bottom of the screen?
Oh, we can, like, press it on it.
Why? Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique?
I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask.
Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you.
Alright then. This beefsteak you mentioned, what kind of food is that?
Tension!
Tension.
Tension! I don't know, I can't read. Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot.
I don't know that it has to be veal. If it's veal, it's not beef. He's actually incorrect. Veal is specifically from a baby cow, and beef is specifically from an adult. You're a freaking liar. You're a liar.
Unless he has beef
is
with
that
the baby.
inconsistency?
I don't think so, but like, all veal is beef, but not all beef is veal, you freaking liar.
Oh,
If food could receive medals of honor, beefsteak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet!
What are you talking about? You're insane.
right. I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. Cutlet you mentioned. What kind of food is that?
Tension!
Ah,
Cutlet is delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil.
What?
That's not what a cut. Does he not know what food is? Like,
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's insane.
like what? What are you talking about?
Unless this is like a weird soldier's
That's
sense of
schnitzel.
taste.
You're saying schnitzel. That's veal schnitzel.
Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it!
yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case?
I love his, like, look at that look. He's just like, you're a dumbass and I'm done. Like, look at him. I love him. He's the perfect man. Marry me, Kazuma. You can cross-examine me and get all the lies out of me you want.
Oops. Sorry. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me? Or do you keep hearing a sort of wah sound?
Negative.
That's you.
No, it's Ryunosuke.
Oh.
Oh, well, at least we've learned he's a big beef lover.
Affirmative.
He does not care.
It's not easy knowing what questions to ask.
It is for me.
Oh, you got an achievement. Look at that.
Let's press him on this extolling the virtues of something or other. We're gonna press them on everything and then we're gonna get them because I already know. Oops, I don't
no
know.
idea what you're talking about.
Koban, boy!
A Koban? You mean an old Edo coin?
The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hawaii period entered my possession.
Hoei.
Thank you, Hawaii.
Hoei, Zuko. Come on now. Zuzu.
I've never heard of a lot of these places.
Just read.
I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said items secreted in my bosom pocket.
So you can read bosom, but not Hoei. Interesting. I guess that makes sense since you spent
And how many fluid costs can you bring to this present?
You learned it from Uncle.
I don't... Sure, yeah.
So,
Uncle would be
you're
someone
hoping
to
to
teach
sell
you
your Koban
bosom,
coin.
but not Hoei. That would be something Uncle would do.
To Sergeant Nosa, who you met at the restaurant. Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious Koban. Isn't that so? Well,
You little upstart cadet. You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination.
Wait,
You mean insubordination.
Is everyone dumb? What's happening?
no, I didn't say anything.
Maybe this guy doesn't speak the language very
Well,
good.
he also says tension instead of attention.
Although, penniless might be just the word
I think
was
he's a
looking
fake
for.
soldier.
In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon.
Luncheon. It's just luncheon.
Thank you. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business.
I don't like him. Look at how his glasses are. Like he's missing one. He's
Yeah,
not.
I think that's a
his
monocle.
glass?
He's not trustworthy.
The gentleman aside me who was grappling with his braised veal at the time was my sole prospect.
I see.
And he's actually with his own eyes. Let's press him on that.
Yes!
So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time?
Ah, affirmative! I saw you. Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian.
But that's impossible! I only...
Allow me to confirm just one point, please.
What's that, Private?
Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table.
And so what if it was?
Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't, in fact, see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun.
Arrgh! And double arg. My sixth sense.
Sorry?
Bruce Willis, my sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means... A split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet!
Surely it's not really possible. Is it?
I don't know.
Do you think I'd have gotten where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son?
I don't know. You're fake.
Well, it would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed.
This is not good.
Doesn't seem very credible, if you ask me.
Hold on. You wanna go back?
Yeah, I'm trying to go back.
Oh.
Yes, shut up. Let me see the testimony again. Shut up. We know. Oh my gosh, shut up. Let me play the game. Kazuma, I love you, but this hand-holding needs to stop. I mean, I want to hold your hand, but not this kind of hand-holding. Shut up. I know how to play. Let me play. Oh my gosh. It's just like
This is just really just keeps going.
This is just like when Lo and Lee would not let me do anything. Alright.
I wonder if
so-
you can use the arrow keys to go forward and back instead of clicking. And I think just clicking anywhere causes it to go forward.
Can I use the arrow key? I cannot use the arrow
What
keys.
about right-clicking to go backwards?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ooh,
That is
that's
so
going
annoying.
forward.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Alright, go
So we told
forward.
him that.
And one more.
Yeah, we told him that.
He went back again.
Why? This is very frustrating.
And now at the start again.
What? Okay, why is it going back and forth and not letting me go very far forward?
Alright, here we
Okay,
are.
here's where we are. This is where we need to press. That was weird. I don't know why it did that.
So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was...
Arg! I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in a black uniform, huh?
Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits that description as well, but...
It was you, you little weasel! You unloaded the firearm on that man from behind his back! And you call yourself a citizen of the great Empire of Nippon? You disgust me!
I mean, obviously that's the contradiction, but I wanted to press all of them first.
That face! What is it, Ryanosuke?
I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind.
In that case, check back over the details of the evidence in the
Oh
court
my God,
record to
shut
find any
up,
consistency
we
with what he just
know.
said. Yeah, blah blah.
We
yada,
know!
Yada yada
We
yada yada.
know!
Alright, so we probably shouldn't press this because after we press him, it'll go through that whole post testimony spiel.
Ugh,
Does it go
that's
back?
annoying. I was gonna press. I don't understand why sometimes it goes back and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, Prime Minister Retsuko donated $4.99 saying, "Shameless plug, I write fanfiction on AO3. I love you, Azula. Wink."
Everyone is ordered to read Prime Minister Retsuko's fanfiction on AO3. So saith the Fire Lord Regent Azula.
I hope that your name on AO3 is the same as your YouTube one so that people can find you easily.
Shut up, Kazuma. I'm starting to fall out of love with you. Are you always gonna talk to me like this?
He'll probably stop once we get past the first.
I sure hope so. Like, I know Ryunosuke is a big old dummy, but doesn't mean I am.
Okay, so
Alright,
looking
so
at
we
the
know which
fourth
one it
statement-
is. It's, yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, he says, from the
Back,
back.
which obviously is a lie because he was shot in his pectoral. So therefore, present
I believe so.
either this or
R.
this.
That one doesn't specify where, unlike the photo.
Okay. Well, I mean, it does
No, but-
inside.
It does say.
Probably either
gunshot
one
to
can
the
do it.
chest.
Alright, let's try
Yeah,
this.
yeah, either one probably works.
Oh, music's gone. That means we chose correct.
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination?
Why does he keep saying subordination?
I don't think he knows
He
the
means
language.
insubordination.
Thrusting some
Another
photographic
super
print in
chat
my
from-
mustache.
Prime Minister Retsuko, $1.99. It is indeed. No spaces.
An inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency
I
here.
like how he looks every time he slaps the desk because he doesn't make a loud noise.
What nonsense? What can his print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth.
Can't relate. I'm great at talking. I'm a people person.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
It is a pretty grand courtroom.
Ah, this is so frustrating.
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain.
It's almost like this is the tutorial.
To spell it out would be an insult to the court. That is Edgeworth's ancestor.
I
That's
told
his,
you.
That's
I
his
told
finger,
you.
Helen head
Yeah.
pose.
Kazuma,
I think that's supposed to be
What?
the reveal.
what are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Ayesa Nosa.
I think it's supposed to be like, yes sir, no sir.
Yes, sir. What, sir?
So I tried to look up what Kazuma means. So I remember that Phoenix's name has also got Rio in it, right?
Right, like dragon.
Yeah. So Miles Edgeworth's name is Mitsurugi. So I'm gonna look up if Kazuma has any relation to it the same way Ryunosuke does with Phoenix. So Mitsurugi. What does that mean again? I remember it means like blade or something, right?
Probably, I'm not sure myself.
You never are. Honestly, Zuko. Alright, let's see. It's made up of the kanji for beautiful, free, and heavenly. Okay. And Kazuma means harmony and peace, real and genuine, and horse. So I wonder if they're trying to associate harmony and peace with Mitsurugi's meaning of like beautiful and heavenly. Which would make sense.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What, sir?
The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, Cadet?
Because...
Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest.
Oh,
Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
Hey, you called it, Zuko. There is a baby.
well,
What the... What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again.
That's just what Ty Lee does to me all the time.
What?
She just rides around on my back and she tries to poke out.
What?
certainly there's clear imprisonment with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir, at this juncture that would appear to be indisputable. Or as I like to say, disputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir!
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Ayesa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all!
That's absurd!
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom!
Oh, he turned it around on him! Oh, Kazuma. He went inside and hit the weak point. I love this guy! You're okay, Ryunosuke. I wonder if Ryunosuke gets found guilty if Kazuma and I can run away together.
There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Hey, he said the thing.
Roll
He said
credits.
the thing. Roll, yeah, we're done. That was a quick game.
But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there is pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back!
Yes! Please stop saying yes, Kazuma.
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
Are you a man? You better say the moment the victim was shot either.
Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry. What were you doing?
Hunting for treasure!
Treasure?
Indeed! The Hoei Arakoban, my prized coin! On each occasion, when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasutai.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you.
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I preferred my Hoei treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the brief moments when I do that, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
Like, hold on. Vanished?
Wow, almost like that's relevant information that should have been brought up sooner.
Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened.
So he talks like Yoda. That's his
That's
shit.
what I'm starting to learn, yes.
Yeah. He's just uncle, but he talks like Yoda and he's not fat yet. I get it.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hawaii treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No,
I see.
that lamentable day, the precious Hawaii Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin.
Unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
Thank you.
as I am sure everyone present is aware. This case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain. My telegraph is very often wrong.
Won't that take, like, a while to get to them? Nevertheless, the witness testimony to the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now.
I am your position, prosecutor Ouchie.
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled the tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
That's all right. I like wolves, so bring them on.
I like tigers.
Gasp! My witnesses have further testimony to make.
We domesticated wolves, dumbass. Like, we're just gonna make the wolf our pet. Oh, so I chased away a tiger at the front gate and then went to the back gate and I have a dog? Good job.
You can
Sounds
drive the wolf.
awesome. Yeah.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime.
Me, Prosecutor Ouch.
The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
Very well, according myself, I shall testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir.
Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think.
Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, I don't know, sir.
Oh, I don't know, sir. He's yes or no, sir, and it's
I don't know, sir.
Yeah.
Cute. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Idle tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
That baby is the best character. Everyone else in
Adorable.
this room except Kazuma and I can die. Kazuma and I are gonna adopt the baby and run away.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed there were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out!
Prime Minister Retsuko says you guys are all such incredible VAs.
You're too kind. I can't wait to get an actual female character to voice.
Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table.
You've gotten so much better at acting, you know that? I'm really proud of you. You're so expressive.
Thank you.
Law school, obviously, is acting school because you've gotten so much better.
You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies.
Remember how Kazuma, like, disappeared right before our eyes? Maybe the woman, like, disactivated as well. Like a wizard.
Someone in the comments said that was Ryunosuke, or that was Kazuma airbending.
It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
It was just a photograph of print on the scene of the crime council.
Indeed, The table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident.
That's a butter knife. That's not a steak knife. Why
You
would
are
he
correct,
be
yeah.
using this to cut steak with? That's... Everything is wrong. I hate this
And that
place.
steak doesn't even look like it was cut.
Yeah.
Like, who cuts
It
a
looks
steak
like
with
they
a
took
curve like
bites.
that?
Yeah, like he just bit the whole
Yeah,
thing.
like he took a bite out of it. That does not look
Also,
like
why is his wine empty?
No, it
No, it's
has
not
wine.
empty. It's a black and white photo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
I
black
see,
and
I
white.
see,
You can
I
see
see.
it right there. But
Yeah.
this does not look cut. It looks like he took a bite, and this is a butter knife. There's no way he cut the steak with that.
As can be plainly seen, there is only one place set.
For anyone who's wondering, this is not how real courtrooms work. In real courtrooms, you have to present all the evidence before you even go to trial. It's a part of the process called discovery.
Discovery.
If you do not present things during discovery, you're not allowed to present them during the court. So, this Phoenix Wright thing is very wacky.
Yeah.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not the company of anyone else.
Both lawyers are supposed to know all the evidence.
This doesn't make any sense.
The courtroom items from photographic
Hi, Toph. Yes, I am
The
here.
photographic print.
Oh, the photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. A bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table.
Oh, it's not even wine. It's fizzy water. I don't understand.
That's for the rating, I'm sure.
Yeah, actually.
What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman.
The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him.
It was thing that we're able to telegraph their report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimony she have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Ouchi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
More like the Amityville Horror.
Heh.
How can this be happening? That judge is ready to rule.
That's how I felt when Zuko sent me to an abusive asylum with no trial.
Sorry.
Hmm.
Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. Going on here behind the scenes.
Listen to the dulcet tones of my voice.
Oh, thank you.
Shut up, Zuko.
And now is your chance to expose it. To draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
Never shut up, Kazuma.
I don't know, Kazuma.
Kazuma. Would our ship name be Azuma? I love it.
The difference is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses. One might get quick understood.
What about Kazula?
Sounds too much like Kazula, which is my ship with Katara. You know, a ship
okay.
that we drive,
That
that we pilot.
probably isn't going to get pierced.
Yeah. It's too sharp.
Rules can be so unbending at times.
He just admitted he's a non-bender. Sucks to be him. I'm a rule bender. I bend rules all the time.
No, it's not.
No. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire the gun.
We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet.
I don't think so.
Prime Minister Retsuko donated $1.99 saying just because. Love you guys, night. Good night, Prime Minister
I love
Retsuko.
Prime Minister Retsuko. That is the superior Prime Minister. Sorry, Lee.
I think we...
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did Blink. So there you have it. What?
Tension! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all. Don't you?
No, I don't think it says it all.
And let us not forget the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well.
Circumstantial.
Isn't that so, Correcta-san?
Isn't it Korakuda?
I think that you in the middle is like Correcta.
Yeah.
It's under stressed, yeah.
Korakuda? Korakuda?
I think it's supposed to sound like collector,
Correcta.
because he's,
Korakuta. I see.
Correct.
yeah.
Alright, let's see. That much I myself did see. Alright, let's press him. Were you too busy drinking tea, you lazy old man?
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time,
But you're a lazy old man that was drinking tea, right?
but I've told you already, it's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee. I was about to leave the restaurant when...
Technically, his whole blinking argument could actually be used in the defense's favor. Because if you're claiming the blink happened even if you didn't see it, by that same argument, Ryunosuke could claim a different person killed him and then I picked up the gun, you just didn't see it. So it's really a failing argument.
It is a very if a tree falls in the woods and nobody is
Well,
around
I'm just
to hear
saying,
it type of.
it actually supports the defense more. Because if you're telling me something I didn't witness happened, doesn't mean that what I saw afterwards...
Especially since only one person can confirm if he blinked or not.
Well, look
himself.
at it like this. Like, your eyes are open, I see your eyes open. When I wasn't looking, you shut your eyes. When I looked back at you, you opened your eyes. Something happened in between those events I did not see. You are postulating that they saw, at the end point, when they looked, the same thing that happened in the middle. But that does not coincide with your blinking argument unless you were still closing your eyes when I looked over. In fact, your argument more coincides with what I'm saying. When they looked over, there was no one else. When, in between them looking, someone else shot them and then I picked up the gun. By the time they looked, I was holding the gun. However, just like I did not see you blink, they did not see what actually happened. It's a very poor argument on the prosecution's part. If I were the defense attorney, I would actually be turning it on him. Go
Let's
ahead,
see
with
if you
your
get the
line,
chance.
I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when... I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment... Bang! A gunshot rang in my ears.
Oh, so they didn't actually get the bullet out, so they can't check the rifling marks, the ballistic
Because
markings.
in this country they don't do autopsies.
I see.
It's also... Like, has rifling marks been discovered yet? at this
What time period is this? The 1800s, right?
I think this is early 1900s.
1900s.
I've heard a certain famous fictional detective exists in this world, so pre-World War One, I think.
Yeah, because rifling, if they're in the 1900s, it should already be known. Because Sherlock Holmes books mention this.
Okay.
Let me see. Examination of bullets. Yes, I understand how it works. When did it start? Can you give me a year? Wikipedia, you're worthless. It tells me things that happened, but it doesn't give me a year or a date or anything. Ugh. What year? Okay, let me try ballistic markings instead if it doesn't like rifling. They mean the same thing. The history of firearm and tool mark identification. Blah, 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 blah. The earliest references concerning the rifling of firearms is in a book authored by Harold Peterson, wherein he discusses the rifling of firearms by Emperor Maximilian of Germany between 1493 and 1508. They definitely know they exist by now.
And apparently the Great Ace Attorney takes place in the 19th century of Japan.
Oh, okay.
Prior
so
to
this would be
1900, between 1835 and 1899, events occurred that would ultimately be associated with firearm and tool mark identification. So
Okay.
yes, it's definitely a thing that is known. Now, whether it was done in Japan is a different question, but it was definitely known by then.
Okay.
And it's unclear if we're in the late or early 1800s.
No, we're in the early 1900s apparently. I thought we were in the late 1800s, but apparently we're in the early 1900s here.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Full of events beyond our control, life is.
Sorry? What do you mean?
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Better hope I don't stab you with this wakizashi I'm carrying in a courtroom.
Alright, guess we gotta press yes. Alright, I'm gonna skip this a little bit. Let's see, we can get forward. I would like to finish this case.
And yet, no one else appears to have even caught a glimpse of the woman. Oh, if only there had been more people dying at the time, then someone else would have noticed her.
Quick!
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course, the
No,
place
that's
was
not you,
almost
that's not
empty.
you!
Oh, I know. Of course the place is almost empty. So what do you expect?
I wonder if there's a reason why the victim was staying out the time of day while he was alive.
Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
The Communist Manifesto. Interesting.
What is that, Council?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hold up, clinic. Yes. Question. 19th November, Newton past 1 p.m.
The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really had no bearing on the case.
Suzu,
I wonder,
pay
what do you
attention.
think, Ryanosuke?
We're trying to go quickly.
Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Should I ask for Dr. Wilkins' allowance before?
Yes, always,
Yes,
always.
yes.
More evidence is
Nothing
good.
wrong with my evidence.
Stop raising your hand! It's not a glass.
I love how politely he raises
Just
his
a
hand.
baby.
He's still a student.
If I may, I'd like to ask for a medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? Court has already heard conclusive evidence testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous. Not to mention the victim's moves prior to his arrival at the restaurant are for no concern.
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
Tell him!
Hi.
Tell him!
His mouth twitch.
Yeah, I beg your pardon.
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence.
Baby, let's go. See, even the judge can't say no to Cosmo.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend.
That's true. I know my rights. My rights are to Kazuma. The victim's medical report card has been entered into the court record. A medical report card from the Hoda Clinic was found in the victim's pocket.
What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korakuta-san.
Okay,
Oh,
Can
well,
we take a look at that new piece of evidence?
yes, we can. You're really not getting the whole do it quickly thing, are you, Susan?
sorry, I didn't think we were reading the green text, because...
Medical report card from the Hoda Clinic was found in the victim's pocket. We can't examine it any further.
Oh, okay.
I wish we could.
Yeah.
Hold on, there's something I want to see here. I want to look at this one. Is it just me, or does the steak look smaller?
It does look less eaten in this one than it did
Doesn't
in
it?
the previous one.
Yeah,
Like, it's a
yeah,
little hard to see because of the chair, but
yeah.
when I look at this one, it's
Yeah,
definitely,
there's-
it's got like a huge
Yeah,
chunk missing.
there's like half of it
Yeah,
missing.
yeah.
1, 2, I can see 2 of the lines, and then it cuts right at the third one. But when
I
look
bet you I have an
this
idea.
one- 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the steak is more complete here. How could he have eaten it after he died?
That's something to remember.
I have an idea, but it might be wrong because there's not a lot of evidence to back it up yet.
What is your idea?
I think the chair he's sitting in is the mystery lady's chair, and that is her steak when they like clean
Yeah,
the table off.
I think so too.
Well, let's keep going and see what we could.
And we'll probably
Right.
find that the waiter's map does not match with the chair he's sitting in the photo.
Did we press this one already?
No, we
I
did
don't
not.
think so.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, didn't you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone.
That I did. Forgive me for
How could you see anything past those? How could you see anything past those eyebrows?
Yeah, right.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on this point. Isn't that interesting?
Carter, you're always trying to put something in its place. Why don't you tell your eyebrows they should fit better on your face?
Okay, I see. You want to make.
And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one.
But someone else was eating it.
No,
The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm
to be perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Yes!
Why weren't you telling the truth?
What did you say, Cadet?
I clearly remember. There's a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible.
Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of lose to one that says a lot.
Sorry?
The waiter whose testimony occurred her readily and clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone.
That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
I'm telling you, people just disappear. I said that from the beginning. They're ghosts. I'm correct. I'm proven correct. My theory that they're all ghosts. This is hell. We're all dead. That's what's happening. Solved it.
If such a woman,
Done.
And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that.
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now.
Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see if that brings any. Can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Is he wearing red eyeliner on the bottom of his eyes? He totally is.
It has to match his headband.
He's beautiful. Look, he totally is wearing red eyeliner, like on the bottom eye line, the water line right there on his eye. He totally. I'm gonna try that. I mean, I'm not good at makeup. I'll make Sokka do it. Sokka, do you want to do makeup on someone?
Oh, I guess he left.
Yeah, I guess again.
Let me see that medical report card you got before.
Oh, you mean this?
You got an F in your medical exam.
Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
How exactly?
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear magnifying
Oh,
glass.
now
Those
they're
are-
gonna let me
Those are the ones you
examine
may
it.
examine. This is the
That's what I
tutorial, so
wanted to
press
do in
space.
the first place.
But it was the tutorial, so you're not allowed. Only to announce I say you are. For I control the game, Azula.
This is just like working for Daddy all over again. Like, you
Oh,
give
now
it-
we use WASD.
they don't let you do what you want to do, and then they get mad at you for not doing it. Like, this is ridiculous.
You can put the crosshair around to hunt for clues. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press blah 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 to investigate. So, partner, I think you should blah blah blah, see if there is blah blah blah.
yeah. All right.
All right,
I get
see
it.
what
I
I
get
can
it.
do.
I get it. I
Need
get
some
it. I
arrow keys,
get
some
it.
space inspecting. Okay.
WASD
I
for the...
was trying to get it even. I can't get it even, and that's frustrating.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
What's inside?
Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar. You mean he had a tooth taken out?
It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed.
Then he can't have a steak.
Exactly, he shouldn't be able to chew anything. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can stop you feeling pain.
Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Otherwise he would choke.
Really?
Sounds like information worth bearing in mind.
With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you?
Definitely.
We've got 11 minutes until 7 p.m.
All right, let's solve this.
Not this one. Nope. This one. Yeah, this one where he says he's dining
Alright,
by himself. He
then
couldn't be
let's-
dining by himself because of the medical.
Because of his medical. He got an F on his medical, so therefore.
Yes!
Well, I think,
About what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
I would. Get better at public speaking.
I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out.
Skill issue.
When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
Kazuma's beautiful!
All right,
Oh,
and thanks for the
he
advice.
was talking to Ryunosuke. I thought he was talking to me.
Well, you are playing Ryunosuke.
I am playing Ryunosuke, that's true.
Korakuta-san, this is a medical report belonging to the victim.
Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may have done whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
So he knows. That's what that means.
He's covered. Yeah, he's trying to
covering
cover it up.
But that's,
Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point, and hope your voice doesn't crack like mine just did.
Ryunosuke, just say, I can see your whole history behind your eyes.
Toto Stuck asks in chat, why is there a stable breeze in the courtroom for his headband ribbon thingy?
He's an airbender.
He's an
That's why he has
airbender.
gray eyes. Yeah, he's an airbender. and
We
I
saw
love
him vanish in the restaurant due to
Yeah,
airbending.
we did.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further.
The commenters are also saying he's an airbender.
He's definitely an airbender. He's beautiful. Funny enough, Kazuma's the airbender, but Ryunosuke's the one who looks like Aang.
Yeah.
The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on that matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides the pale-faced pupil who could possibly have
I didn't even click that.
perpetrated the crime.
It just went.
This medical report has nothing to do with the case?
Here we go, here we go. We're gonna get the good
Do
music.
you really
Oh,
believe that?
I hope we're getting the pursuit music.
What? That helpers have petrified me,
We're
boy.
gonna get the good music.
Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Alright, let's go.
Perhaps because Hota Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
Let's go, boys!
Alright, not the music I was
Dental
expecting.
clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted.
Eh? What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating.
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what?
It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No! That can't! Tasan,
What, boy, what?
as you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
I'm hungry. I want to eat something.
I'm also hungry.
No!
Additionally,
There's more.
you have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case, because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of his
There
anesthetic.
it is! Dun 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 dun.
All right.
Do you guys know that I actually did a musical for Capcom? It was the Ace Attorney musical, Turnabout musical. I was my FA for it. And I ended up getting voted the director of the project. So this series has always been near and dear to me. But I only recognize the Shu Takumi ones. I'm not a fan of like Dual Destinies or Spirit of Justice or the Edgeworth games.
She's a purist.
I'm a purist.
With Apollo Justice.
But Shu Takumi, who made the originals, and Apollo Justice also made these, so I haven't played them before. So you are seeing me experience them live.
The Emperor's New Podcast asks, why is Waluigi in an Ace Attorney game?
Why isn't he in more Ace Attorney games? I think they should all have.
Look, he can't get into Smash, so he has to get into Ace
Alright,
Attorney.
I gotta get back to my character voice. Let's go, boys.
Ah!
Expertly done, partner.
Can you give him like a really southern partner?
You really want me to go
For partner, yeah.
expertly done, partner?
There you go. I know you have a really good southern accent.
It's just not the one I'm giving him, so I'm just trying to merge it.
What? What is this nonsense, you little upstart?
Get him!
These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke?
Yes, most definitely.
So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which seems a very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the person beefsteak?
I don't know, but I wish it was me. Looks really
Honestly, me
tasty.
too. Steak sounds delicious.
Let's go get steak after this.
The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel.
No.
Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it?
Lo, come on, you went to law school. You should know. We sent you to law school. You should know.
All right. The answer to this question is going to be
I've been
pivotal.
there long.
This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of.
Oh, baby, I'll show you what I'm made of.
Got it. So,
I'm made out of sugar and spice and a lightning splice.
the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been.
Me, I ate the steak. I
Me.
was so hungry. Me, I did it.
Uh,
Either the two witnesses or a third party.
I think it's a third party.
Yeah,
That
'cause I
might-
think it's
this
the
might
lady's
be
steak.
the path to prove the woman's existence.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the lady's steak.
Obviously, it could only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
He sounds like he's voiced by Tom Kenny. Ouch.
It does, kinda.
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have the evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable.
And sexy. I mean, sorry.
If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage,
I'll kill you all.
we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. And I don't think you find that very sexy at
That's
all.
what I should have said when Zuko sent me to the asylum. If you don't give me an actual trial before you lock me up, I will launch a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly!
That would have been funny considering I made the Ministry of Justice.
Kazula.
Kazuma. Are you insane? You would take on the government?
He has a sword. He could do it.
Don't worry, Council. I have no issue with you.
If Tales of Vesperia can have a bunch of teenagers kill climate change with swords, I'm pretty sure we can kill the government with swords if we have to.
I think they've done it before.
They don't even have drones yet. It's easy at this point.
They don't have cameras yet.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand.
What are you talking about?
We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Wait, perjury finally exists in this world?
Perjury?
And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit? Murder?
I think perjury always exists in the Ace Attorney world. I think it was just unenforced.
Probably.
Is what it was. Because they do mention it in another game.
No!
You're a good voice actor.
Thank you.
Hold it! Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders.
Okay.
Prime Minister said not to get this channel on a watch list by talking about taking down the
I'll
government.
talk. They can't silence me. Chat, if they don't let me do more streams for a while, you know why. They're trying to silence me.
That's right, as it says! Just so you never saw the gentlewoman, that's what they, told us. Oh.
What? What did you just say, Korekata-san?
No.
I told you, he's just like Uncle, a coward. A coward and a fool.
You were just following orders.
I'm sure that's what Uncle says about Boston.
I don't like that. I don't like us using that one line.
Hold on, lad, I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
What?
Oh, chills. I'm getting chills. Let's go.
I actually was getting them too.
What is the meaning of all this? The witnesses gave false statements? Is it true? You pair.
Just one. Simple. Slip of the tongue. Council, explain what's going on here.
It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
But somebody's lying.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Really, it's a terrible lie, too. I could have orchestrated a better cover-up than this.
It really was the waiter guy.
That's classified.
So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you?
Tell him! Get him, baby!
You wouldn't. This can't be happening. I'm clearly a father.
Ryunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it.
Look at him. He's a frickin' moron.
Look at him, he's a freaking moron.
What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of
It's
possibilities.
his teacher, I'm telling you! The teacher was the one in charge.
It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose.
Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. Oh, they can't have...
What?
I was letting James finish. Low, sorry.
So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut.
They just signed a peace treaty with Britain. They can't try a British lady for murdering a British man on Japanese
But
soil.
I don't think she did it either. I think the waiter did it. It's
I
either
think
the
the waiter did
teacher
it
or the
too.
waiter.
Of course,
But,
we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations.
But I think you're right that they think it was the British lady.
Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here.
How? How can we possibly...
Yeah, who's this James, Zuko?
Sorry, it was his penmanship name that
Zuzu's
Sokka
just
crafted
crazy.
for him.
Alright, go ahead.
Remember how we made progress before?
Before?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing blah
The
blah.
steak, the steak, it's the steak.
There's no time to lose.
I'm very good at these games. It's the steak. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Shut up. It's the steak. It's the steak.
I knew nothing!
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. Just gonna have to close my
Shut
eyes
up.
and-
Shut up. Let me do the steak. Let me do the steak. Let me do the steak. It was a big... Wait, so you're telling me the steak belonged to the lady?
I believe so.
So it was a big mistake?
Ha!
Damn
it, Azula.
Let's see.
Alright, only one other person with influence.
So the other person with necessary influence must be like the witnesses is not him. Him.
He's a...
Not him. I mean, he's dead.
He's just the head
Maybe
waiter.
I think it was him.
I do think, yeah, authority in forensic medicine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was I right? Did
think
I
you're
guess
right.
he's the
It
killer?
I think it is Yujin Mikitoba.
Yes!
There, what do you make of that?
Oh, oops. I guess it's not him. But who else would have had the influence?
Check the court record.
Yeah, let's check it. I really did think it was him.
Yeah, alright, first mistake.
Oops.
Check the record now.
I don't have a
It
great
doesn't
deal
let
of
me check it.
influence
Hold on.
myself.
Okay.
You can, just,
No, it didn't. It
Um,
had to wait until it got to there.
yeah. So, remember that map?
But don't tell me. Lo, shut up. Let me do Zuko, shut up. Sun, shut up. Moon, Moon, you're fine. You can stay. Hi, Moon, Moon. He came up to kiss me.
I'm
Alright.
just saying,
What?
so
What? The waiter made a map? Yeah. What, can
and
we
he
turn-
mentioned he wrote it on the back of his business
Oh,
card.
can we actually turn it around now? See, I
Oh.
hate this. I hate when they don't let you know you can do these things from the beginning because then I forget you can do them. Oh.
Chief Inspector?
He's a cop. He's a cop.
Was he undercover? Well, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hasanaga.
Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
It's not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title.
His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector, what on earth?
I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here...
Did Kazuma just say ACAB? I love him even more. He really just said he's a cop. He did it.
Alright.
Well, now we know, without a shadow of a doubt.
Now.
I can find other ways, blah blah blah.
Alright, don't get angry. Well, Your Excellency, I think.
Knight and Starlight also believed it was the teacher guy.
And like I said, it was either the teacher or the waiter. The teacher was just suspicious to me. He's gonna be a killer for a later case, I bet.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san.
Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand here.
Poppycock!
Hi, Moon Moon. Oh, you're so
What
cute.
possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
I certainly do. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
Ah? If he truly were.
Come on, Ryunosuke, time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketch on the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry,
I'm
Your
a professional
Excellency.
voice
That's
actor,
the
isn't that
back-
amazing?
It is amazing.
Awful.
I'm also a professional.
Sorry.
So cringe.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. You're not. Go ahead.
Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the back.
Remember the word front.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I would beg his pardon too.
Or perhaps I should have said, the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is.
Would someone please explain what this other side student is trying to say?
Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession.
A waiter's profession, but surely. Good gracious.
That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I've heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
Because you're a terrible prosecutor, incompetent.
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene?
Well,
Hold it!
Inspector Hosonaga.
Well, that's some evil music if I've ever heard it.
He's a cop.
I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
the current plan ran into the court record as evidence.
Oh, well.
Is there a problem? I had to apply to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are. That's why he was an unsworn witness.
Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card.
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch.
Sketchy.
It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say, you really are a detective?
Is this guy supposed to be Shelley to Killer's ancestor?
Why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course! Your salary
I
must be
was
terrible.
working undercover. I called it.
I called it. I said it first.
Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Very well then, Inspector Hasanaka. But you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard the information from the two witnesses in my son. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of that person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
So that's why he's coughing. He doesn't have tuberculosis. He was shot.
Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable!
As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, a gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Special orders? You mean to say...
Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if this Englishwoman was the killer?
I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect? Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
But it's not right!
I swear, if I was right and it's the teacher.
And he's the one who gave the special
Yeah.
orders. One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Kazuma?
Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman.
What?
You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen
It
candidate.
is
for
the teacher.
overseas study
You know
tour.
why? Because if she's a forensic student, that teacher is her
Us under
teacher.
him.
And he didn't want Kazuma to get in trouble and miss out on his career. He probably doesn't want his student to miss out on her career either.
Either.
The teacher wanted us to be the fall guy. I was right. It's the teacher.
Gasp! You mean...
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
And of course, I mentioned that the lady in question, of course,
The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett.
Does her name really mean jailbait?
I thought
Giselle Brett? Jailbait. What is it supposed to be?
I thought it was like a pun on Jezebel.
But then her name could just be Jezebel.
That's true.
That's a name. Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett.
She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of UMA University's medical faculty.
Laboratory or laboratory are both accepted pronunciations.
I know, I'm trying to differentiate them by having them say it differently.
What is happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
That was a good one.
But, Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain! Our own government would surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Iago. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
I mean, you technically are the highest government official in this room.
Inspector Hasanaga.
There's no technically about it. He is.
Yes, sir.
You will look at this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
Nobody cares. L plus ratio plus you suck.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
He looks like that one villain from One Piece. Do you know who I'm talking about?
There's a lot of villains in
the
one.
butler one.
I don't know that one.
Yes, you do. He's like early on. He's like the pirate.
Oh,
that's like a cat.
the one pretending to be with that family that
Yeah, he's pretending to be a
Usopp's
butler.
friends with.
Yeah. Like cat one. Doesn't he look like?
A little bit, yeah.
So, it won't be a problem?
Nothing will get in my way.
Stop coughing into your hand.
Assuming I don't drop dead.
Oh, Aang knows it. He's Kuro. That's the name of the villain I was thinking of.
Thank you.
Court rule and breaking. The prosecution must call the English to the Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes,
Blah, blah, blah.
Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a
We might have to call it here.
We're not. There's no might about it. We're late.
Yeah.
They're gonna be upset at me that I went over time.
Oh, it's
Yep.
to be continued.
yeah.
Okay, straight
well,
up.
chat. I was waiting
We'll
for a
save
break
here
like this.
and-
We're gonna save. And
There
we're
we
gonna,
are.
We'll
Save
come
current
back
progress.
next week. So a couple announcements, chat. Select a slot. I can't save it there.
That's the autosave.
Oh, we have to start it. Okay.
Okay. I thought I had a save already because I hit save before.
Maybe it auto-saved over it.
Whatever. So a couple things, chat. I'm gonna end the game right now. But we'll be back next week, same time, to continue the game. Also, Zuko here is going to do a Halloween stream starting Saturday. To break character, Cade's actually an expert at Castlevania. What do we call it?
weaponizing my autism.
That's what they tease
That's
him.
what Ara says.
Yeah. Anyway, Cade is actually really good at Castlevania. He knows all the secrets. He's going to play in luck mode, where everything is at its lowest values except for luck. So if you want to come and see spooky Halloween stream every Saturday, Cade is going to be streaming Symphony of the Night. I will be there as well. I guess we're going to be Richter, Belmont, and Maria, huh?
That is Renard. The plan, yeah.
And you can watch him show off all the secrets in Symphony of the Night. He has them all memorized. He's a real pro. He's actually an incredible gamer. I'm much better at puzzle games like this, but this kid is
I
just
will also
killer.
I'll also make a very rough small donation goal. So if you want me to do anything crazy like a speed running trick here or fight this boss with a handicap here,
yeah, he will do it. You can super chat to get him to do all sorts of crazy stuff on Castlevania.
And if it gets high enough, I'll play the alternate characters.
Yeah. So, please tune in on Saturday. I don't know what the time is going to be. I don't schedule these things, but I'm sure there'll be an
we'll
announcement.
announce it in the community post.
And come back next week to see more of this. As for the search, please keep your eyes peeled because previews are starting to get posted as we get closer and closer to a release. A special news for anyone who is really excited to see what we've done with the search. The episode is well underway, and episode 2 has already started production as well. So we are hoping we'll get episode 2 to you faster. However, since we are doing our own version of the search, we have a lot of art assets that we need to make. It isn't cheap to make things like this. So if you can't afford to donate on Patreon, if you do that, you can get in the server and talk to everybody. It's pretty cool. Really awesome, very talented people there, and it would help us out a lot. Thank you all for coming. These streams also help us a lot. They help us fund the project. So, I'll see you guys around.
See you soon.
And the most important thing of all is to remember that Zuko is always wrong.
You have saved, don't worry.
Goodbye, Zuko?
Yeah. Say goodbye, Zuko.
Goodbye, Zuko.
What about you, Lo? Lo, say goodbye, Zuko.